Okay, as a part of experiment number 4, so our experiment number 4 is framing method. So that in that particular framing method we are going to implement the bit stuffing and character stuffing method. In earlier video I have already explained what is a bit stuffing, what is a process for bit stuffing. So in this video let us go for character stuffing implementation. I can give the hint that how you are going to do the character stuffing. So I think all of you know what is a character stuffing concept. In character stuffing at the start and end and there will be a character added. Okay, so that character, one character is added at the start. So we can say start character is added at the start, then there is another character added that at the end, that is called as end character. So these characters are used for indicating start and end of the frame, start character and end character. And already we know that if these characters, those who are using for indicating the start and end, if these characters are coming inside the data, so before that we are going to use escape sequence character. Okay, so suppose I am assuming that to indicate the start of the frame I am using the start character. So start character is used to indicate the start of the frame. So if I am using S character, S to indicate the start of the frame, and if I am using E as a character to indicate the end of the frame. So if my data, if I take the data from user and if my data is suppose hello SY class. So suppose this is my data that I want to transfer from sender to receiver, hello SY class. So before transmitting the data, the sender will do the stuffing. Okay, sender will do the stuffing, character stuffing. Okay, so how will do the character stuffing? So in this data the sender will add the start character to indicate the end of the to indicate the start of the frame, and at the end of this data the sender will add the end character to indicate the end of the frame. So obviously this S will be there at the starting and E will be there as the in the ending. But the thing is that these two characters are used for indicating the start and end of the frame. The question is that if these characters, those are used for indicating the start and end of the frame, if these characters are present in the data as an actual data, if this character is already present in the actual data, so in that case we need to use the escape sequence character. Okay, we need to use escape sequence . We need to use escape character sequence. So escape sequence character we need to use. Okay, if this start character and end character be the actual part of data, then we have to use the escape sequence character. So right now assume that I am taking X as an escape sequence character. So how the sender will do the stuffing? Okay, so stuffing is done at the sender side and destuffing is done at the receiver side. So let us see, assume that our data is hello SY class. I am taking S to indicate the start, E to indicate the end, and X to indicate the escape character sequence, that I can make a use of X only if this S and E will be the part of data itself. Okay. So now copy this frame. Now suppose I can take one another variable or another string like send string. If I take the send string, okay, that the string that I want to send. So what you do is that copy one by one. Okay, I will take this data here. Okay, so suppose this data we want to transfer. So how the sender will do the character stuffing? So what you will do that the frame that you are going to send. So I can just rename it as, instead of the send I can say frame. So how the frame is constructed? So obviously sender will add the S as in the starting. So put the S in that particular string. So suppose this is a string, frame is a string. So I can take the first position as S. Then you can start copying one by one character from your data here in this string. So copy the, actually data is also a string, frame is also a string. So, in the string the first position will be always S because it is indicating the start of the frame. Then you can start copy one by one character from the data to the frame. Okay. So, and while doing that you can take care that nowhere this S and E will be the part, if it is coming in the part of data then you can add X before that. Okay. So, right now here the first is H, so copy that H here. Next is E. Okay. Next is E. Now, data itself consists of E, but our assumption is that E is used for indicating the end of the frame. So, what we do is that, so before this E we need to add the escape sequence character, that is X, and then you can copy this E here. So, here E is the, we have used for end of the frame, and as E is the part of data itself, so we have to add the escape character sequence here, X. Okay. So, receiver, after looking this escape sequence character, receiver easily know that this E will be the part of data, it is not the end of the frame. Okay. Then next is LL, so copy this LL here. Next is O, copy it here. Next is S. Now, the next character is S, and already we have taken S as a to indicate the start of the frame. So, what you can do, you again add the escape sequence character and then add S here. Then Y as it is, C, L as it is, A as it is. Okay. Then again there is a double S. So, in before this SS get copied, I need to add escape sequence character X, then S, again escape sequence character, then S. Okay. Now, here there will be the end of the actual data. So, here you can put last E. So, this S and E, okay, this S, the starting X, S is used for indicating the start, then this ending E will be used for indicating the end. Okay. And if this S and E anywhere in the data, then you are adding the X before that, that is escape sequence character. So, you have to construct this new string from this original string. Okay. So, that be a part of your exercise. At the sender side you do this particular process. Now, look at here, here also we have added this X everywhere wherever we found the E and S. Okay. So, this frame is going to be sent to the receiver side. Now, you can write a single program where you are going to write the stuffing code as well as destuffing code. Now, take this, assume that we have received this frame. So, in your program just copy this frame into, I can rename it as receive. Okay. Received frame. Okay. So, this is a received frame suppose. So, you just make copy of this frame into received frame. Now, this is a received frame. Now, what the receiver will do? Receiver will do destuffing process. Okay. That means he will simply remove the stuffed characters, okay, from the start, from the end and from the middle if anywhere. So, how the receiver will construct the frame? So, receiver will construct his own frame by, okay, from this one. So, what he will do is he will remove. So, what you do is you can simply copy this particular one by one character into another frame, okay, by just removing this S, then E from the starting and ending, and wherever you found X you just remove that X, getting. So, I just see this S, you can remove that, do not copy in the frame. Next character H is get copied. Next you found X, okay. So, remove this X from the frame. Then after that there will be E. So, E is get copied. After that L is get copied, O is get copied. Again there will be X here. So, do not copy it, copy the next character, it is S. Then Y, then C, L, A. This is get copied as it is. Then you found X here. So, if X is found, just keep that and copy the next one, that is S. Again you found X here. So, skip that and copy the next one, that is yes here, here one. And then finally, at the end you have this E. So, remove that E. So, make sure that after this E there will be /0. So, it means that this E will be the last character. So, remove that last character from the string. So, what all of you do is that this is the received frame, no. So, you can copy this one by one character into another frame by removing the S by removing the E from the start and end and removing the X from the middle. So, this is what your data, which is actual data which is received, this is actually data received, but after destuffing the receiver will found this as an actual data, that is hello SY class. So, all of you do this exercise, you can perform a C program. You ask the user to enter the start character, end character and escape sequence character. These 3 inputs you have to take from user. Also you take the input that what data the user want to send. Then you can construct at sender side the frame, construct the frame by adding S and E at the start and end of this data that you have already taken, and wherever you found S and E inside the data, then add X before that. Okay. You can assume your own characters. I have given a sample S, E and X, then you can assume your own. And this is what the received frame. So, received frame is whatever the send frame. So, if I take this as a send frame, so received frame is same. Now, receiver will do the destuffing. What he will do is, he will remove the first and last character. So, how you can do this? Assume that this is a received string. So, you can copy one by one character into another string. So, if I take the variable name as frame again, I can call it as a receiver's constructed frame after destuffing. So, you can remove this S, copy the next one, that is H. Then if X is found, then you can remove that X, means do not copy that here in the another string, copy the next character, that is E, and this process you have to follow. So, this you can do in a single program, stuffing and destuffing. So, write a C program for that and upload, check it and upload that on Moodle server. So, in earlier video I have explained how you are going to do the bit stuffing. This video will give you the hint that how to implement the character stuffing. So, these 4 inputs you have to take from user. Okay, these 4 inputs you have to take from the user, and rest this part you have to do like you can perform the string processing operation, copying one string into another string, adding the characters into that. In that way you have to perform this remaining task. Okay. So, hope you can understand this bit stuffing and character stuffing, and you can complete this experiment, upload that as an assignment for an experiment number 4.